Dear children, ਅੱਜ ਦੇ ਐਪੀਸੋਡ Preparation and Properties of Polyhalogen Compounds ਵਿੱਚ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਸਵਾਗਤ ਹੈ। ਕੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜਾਣਦੇ ਹੋ ਕਿ polyhalogen compounds ਕੀ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਹਨ? ਇਹ ਉਹ organic compounds ਹੁੰਦੇ ਹਨ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਇੱਕ ਤੋਂ ਵੱਧ halogen atoms ਹੁੰਦੇ ਹਨ। ਇਹਨਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਈ compounds ਇੰਡਸਟਰੀ ਅਤੇ ਐਗਰੀਕਲਚਰ ਵਿੱਚ ਬਹੁਤ ਯੂਸਫੁਲ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਹਨ। ਅੱਜ ਅਸੀਂ कुछ important polyhalogen compounds बारे discuss करेंगे। But before going any further, let us discuss the learning objectives of today's episode.
Upon completion of this topic, learners will be able to discuss preparation of polyhalogen compounds, discuss properties of polyhalogen compounds.
Let us first discuss about dichloromethane or methylene chloride. Dichloromethane is widely used as a solvent, as a paint remover, as a propellant in aerosols, and as a process solvent in the manufacture of drugs. It is also used as a metal cleaning and finishing solvent. Methylene chloride harms the human central nervous system. Exposure to lower levels of methylene chloride in air can lead to slightly impaired hearing and vision. Higher levels of methylene chloride in air causes dizziness, nausea, tingling and numbness in fingers and toes. In humans, direct skin contact with methylene chloride causes intense burning and mild redness of the skin. Direct contact with the eyes can cause cornea. Let us discuss the preparation of chloroform or trichloromethane, that is CHCl3. Let us begin with the preparation. The first method is by haloform reaction. It is prepared by the action of alkali and chlorine on ethyl alcohol. It can also be prepared by action of alkali and chlorine on acetone. However, in laboratory as well as on industry scale, it is obtained by heating ethyl alcohol or acetone with bleaching powder, that is CaOCl2. Bleaching powder acts as a source of chlorine and mild alkali calcium hydroxide. The reaction occurs in 3 steps with ethyl alcohol. In the first step, ethyl alcohol is oxidized by chlorine to acetaldehyde and hydrochloric acid. In the next step, acetaldehyde is converted to chloral, that is trichloroacetaldehyde and hydrochloric acid. In the last step, chloral gets hydrolyzed to chloroform by calcium hydroxide. Calcium formate is also formed during the reaction. Let us now discuss about the second method of preparation of chloroform, that is from chloral hydrate. Pure chloroform is obtained by the reaction of chloral hydrate with NaOH. Sodium acetate and water are also formed in the reaction. आओ ਹੁਣ physical properties of chloroform ਬਾਰੇ discuss ਕਰੀਏ। Chloroform is a heavy colorless liquid with boiling point of 61 degrees centigrade with a characteristic sweet smell and sweet taste. It is almost insoluble in water but soluble in alcohol, ether, etc. Chloroform itself is a very good solvent for oils, fats, halogens, etc. It is non-inflammable, but its vapor may be burnt to give a green flame. Vapors of chloroform, when inhaled in small amount, produce temporary unconsciousness and hence it is used as a general anesthetic. However, it has now been replaced by better anesthetics. We will now discuss about the chemical properties of chloroform. The first one is oxidation. When exposed to air and sunlight, chloroform is oxidized to an extremely poisonous gas, carbonyl chloride, also called phosgene, which is a highly poisonous substance. Phosgene can be destroyed by addition of 0.6 to 1% ethanol. In order to prevent the formation of phosgene, chloroform is always kept in airtight dark colored bottles so that air is kept out. The presence of phosgene in a given sample of chloroform can be detected by shaking given sample with silver nitrate. Formation of white precipitate of AgCl confirms the presence of phosgene in a given sample of chloroform. Let us now learn about the process of reduction. Chloroform on reaction with zinc and hydrochloric acid in presence of ethyl alcohol gives methylene chloride along with hydrochloric acid. The nascent hydrogen produced initiates the reaction. However, when reduced with zinc dust and water, methane is the product formed along with hydrochloric acid. We will next learn about the process of hydrolysis. On treatment with an aqueous solution or potassium hydroxide, it gets hydrolyzed to yield potassium formate. Let us now learn about the process of nitration. Chloroform, when treated with concentrated nitric acid, replaces hydrogen atom with the nitro group forming chloropicrin. It is also called as nitrochloroform. Chloropicrin is a liquid with boiling point of 112 degrees centigrade, which is used as an insecticide and tear gas. We will now learn about chlorination. When chlorine is passed through chloroform in presence of diffused sunlight, it produces carbon tetrachloride. We will now learn about condensation with ketones. In presence of alkali like potassium hydroxide, chloroform adds to the carbonyl group of ketones. With acetone, it forms chloritone. It is a colorless crystalline acid. Do you know chloritone is used as a hypnotic? Let us now learn about heating with silver powder. On heating with silver powder at high temperature, chloroform gives formation of acetylene along with formation of silver chloride. We will now learn about carbylamine reaction. Chloroform, when warmed with a primary amine and alcoholic potassium hydroxide, gives bad or an offensive smell of carbylamine. The reaction is used as a test for chloroform and primary amines. We will now learn about reaction of chloroform with phenol and alkali. When chloroform is heated with a solution of phenol in sodium hydroxide, salicylaldehyde is formed. The name of this reaction is Riemann-Tiemann reaction. Children, hun sama hai use of chloroform jananda. Chloroform is used as an anesthetic. As might be expected from its use as an anesthetic, inhaling chloroform vapors depresses the central nervous system. Breathing about 900 parts of chloroform per million parts of air for a short time can cause dizziness, fatigue and headache. However, in recent years, it has been replaced by other safe anesthetics such as ether because chloroform in some cases causes cardiac and respiratory failure. It is used as a solvent for fats, waxes, rubber, alkaloids, resins and iodine. It is a useful laboratory reagent for testing primary amines. It is used in the preparation of chloropicrin and chloritone. Chemically, chloroform is employed as a solvent for fats, alkaloids, iodine and other substances. The major use of chloroform today is in the production of the freon refrigerant R22. Chronic chloroform exposure may cause damage to the liver, where chloroform is metabolized to phosgene, and to the kidneys, and some people develop sores when the skin is immersed in chloroform. Let us now learn about tests for chloroform. It is a liquid with characteristic sweet odor. It gives carbylamine reaction. Pure chloroform does not give any precipitate with silver nitrate. Iodoform or triiodomethane, that is CHL3. It is a yellow colored water insoluble solid compound at room temperature. Iodoform test. Methyl ketones and methyl carbinols give yellow precipitates of iodomethane, that is CHL3, on heating with iodine and sodium hydroxide or sodium carbonate. This property of these compounds to give yellow precipitate can be used to distinguish these compounds from others and is called iodoform test. Chemical reactions taking place in this test are as shown on the screen. Methyl ketone reacts with iodine and sodium hydroxide. When the mixture is heated, iodoform is formed along with sodium carboxylate, sodium iodide and water. Methyl ketone reacts with iodine and sodium carbonate. When the mixture is heated, iodoform is formed along with sodium carboxylate, sodium iodide, water and carbon dioxide. When a mixture of methyl secondary alcohols and iodine and sodium hydroxide is heated, iodoform, sodium carboxylate, sodium iodide and water are formed. Methyl secondary alcohols react with iodine, sodium carbonate to form sodium carboxylate, sodium iodide, carbon dioxide and water. Triiodomethane or iodoform. It was used earlier as an antiseptic, but the antiseptic properties are due to the liberation of free iodine and not due to iodoform itself. Due to its objectionable smell, it has been replaced by other formulations containing iodine. Tetrachloromethane or carbon tetrachloride. It is produced in large quantities for use in the manufacture of refrigerants and propellants for aerosol cans. It is also used as feedstock in the synthesis of chlorofluorocarbons and other chemicals, pharmaceutical manufacturing and general solvent use. Until the mid-1960s, it was also widely used as a cleaning fluid, both in industry as a degreasing agent and in the home as a spot remover and as fire extinguisher. कुछ एविडेंस तो पता लग गया है कि इस द कार्बन टेट्राक्लोराइड नाल एक्सपोजर ह्यूमन बीइंग्स विच लिवर कैंसर ਦਾ ਕਾਰਨ ਬਣਦਾ ਹੈ. ਇਸ ਦੇ ਮੋਸਟ ਕਾਮਨ ਇਫੈਕਟਸ ਡਿਜ਼ੀਨੈਸ, ਲਾਈਟ ਹੈਡedness, ਨੋਜ਼ੀਆ ਅਤੇ ਵੋਮਿਟਿੰਗ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਹਨ, ਜੋ ਕਿ ਨਰਵ ਸੈਲਸ ਦੇ ਪਰਮਨੈਂਟ ਡੈਮੇਜ ਦਾ ਕਾਰਨ ਹੋ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਨ. In severe cases, these effects can lead rapidly to stupor, coma, unconsciousness or death. Exposure to CCl4 can make the heartbeat irregular or stop. The chemical may irritate the eyes on contact. When carbon tetrachloride is released into the air, it rises to the atmosphere and depletes the ozone layer. Depletion of the ozone layer is believed to increase human exposure to ultraviolet rays, leading to increased skin cancer, eye diseases and disorders, and possible disruption of the immune system. Carbon tetrachloride is used as a fire extinguisher under the name pyrene because it is non-inflammable in nature. When vapors are sprayed over fire, it cuts off the supply of air or oxygen and thus extinguishes fire. However, its use is being discouraged, particularly when water vapors are also present, because it is hydrolyzed by steam to phosgene, which is highly poisonous gas. Have a look at the equation on the screen. CCl4 plus H2O gives COCl2 plus 2HCl. Para-para dichloro-diphenyl trichloroethane or DDT 1873 ਵਿੱਚ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾ DDT ਫਰਸਟ chlorinated organic insecticide ਨੂੰ originally prepare ਕੀਤਾ ਗਿਆ, ਪਰ 1939 ਵਿੱਚ ਸਵਿਟਜ਼ਰਲੈਂਡ ਦੇ ਗੇਗੀ ਫਾਰਮਾਸਿਊਟੀਕਲਸ ਦੇ ਪੌਲ ਮਿਊਲਰ ਨੇ DDT ਨੂੰ ਇਫੈਕਟਿਵ ਇਨਸੈਕਟੀਸਾਈਡ ਦੇ ਤੌਰ ਤੇ ਡਿਸਕਵਰ ਕੀਤਾ। ਪੌਲ ਮਿਊਲਰ ਨੂੰ ਉਸ ਦੀ ਇਸ ਡਿਸਕਵਰੀ ਲਈ ਮੈਡੀਸਿਨ ਅਤੇ ਫਿਜ਼ੀਓਲੋਜੀ ਵਿੱਚ 1948 ਵਿੱਚ ਨੋਬਲ ਪ੍ਰਾਈਜ਼ ਮਿਲਿਆ। The use of DDT increased enormously on a worldwide basis after World War II, primarily because of its effectiveness against the mosquito that spreads malaria and lice that carry typhus. However, problems related to extensive use of DDT began to appear in the late 1940s. Many species of insects developed resistance to DDT, and it was also discovered to have a high toxicity towards fish. The chemical stability of DDT and its fat solubility compounded the problem. DDT is not metabolized very rapidly by animals. Instead, it is deposited and stored in the fatty tissues. If ingestion continues at a steady rate, DDT builds up within the animal over time. The use of DDT was banned in the United States in 1973, although it is still in use in some other parts of the world. DDT or 2,2-bis para-chlorophenyl 1,1,1 trichloroethane. It is prepared by the condensation of chlorobenzene with chloral, that is trichloroacetaldehyde, in the presence of sulfuric acid and heat. DDT is formed. The melting point of DDT is 109 to 110 degrees centigrade. Do you know the chemical DDT has widespread applications? DDT is an effective insecticide, particularly for mosquitoes, flies and crop pests. It is responsible for the almost complete eradication of malaria-carrying mosquitoes and thus making the world free from malaria. Unfortunately, it is toxic to humans and plays havoc with several species of useful birds and fish. We will now learn about freons or polychlorofluoroalkane. ਇਹ polyhalogen compounds ਹੁੰਦੇ ਹਨ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਲੋਰੀਨ ਅਤੇ ਫਲੋਰੀਨ ਦੋਨੋਂ ਪ੍ਰੈਜ਼ੈਂਟ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਹਨ। ਜੇ ਕਲੋਰੀਨ ਨਾਲ ਬ੍ਰੋਮੀਨ ਵੀ ਪ੍ਰੈਜ਼ੈਂਟ ਹੋਵੇ ਤਾਂ ਇਹ ਕੰਪਾਊਂਡਸ ਹੈਲੋਨਸ ਅਖਵਾਉਂਦੇ ਹਨ। We will next learn about methods of preparation of chlorofluorocarbons. Carbon tetrachloride reacts with hydrogen fluoride in presence of antimony tetrachlorofluoride to form freon 11 and hydrogen chloride. Freon 11 reacts with hydrogen fluoride in presence of antimony tetrachlorofluoride to form freon 12 and hydrogen chloride. Hexachloroethane reacts with hydrogen fluoride in presence of antimony tetrachlorofluoride to form freon 112 and hydrochloric acid. Bromine containing compounds ਨੂੰ fires extinguish ਵਜੋਂ use ਕੀਤਾ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਹੈ ਅਤੇ ਇਸ ਨੂੰ ਹੈਲੋਨਸ ਕਿਹਾ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਹੈ। For example, CBrClF2 is called bromochloro difluoromethane. It is also called as Helen 1211. Next compound is CBrF3, which is called as bromotrifluoromethane. It is also called as Halon 1301. Let us have a look at them on the screen. CBrClF2 bromochloro-difluoromethane Halon 1211. CBrF3 bromotrifluoromethane Halon 1301. We will now learn about the uses of freons. As refrigerants in refrigerators, air conditioners, cold storages, etc. As inert solvents, as aerosol propellants. Next, we will learn about benzene hexachloride or BHC. This compound is prepared by the addition of chlorine to benzene in the presence of sunlight and in the absence of halogen carrier. It occurs in number of stereoisomeric forms, out of which gamma isomer is the most stable and most effective isomer. It is therefore also called as gamexane. However, its use as insecticide or pesticide have been discouraged widely because of its non-biodegradable nature. Uses: एग्रीकल्चर ਦੇ फील्ड ਵਿੱਚ एक बहुत यूजफुल पेस्टिसाइड है ਅਤੇ ਇਸ ਦਾ ਕਮਰਸ਼ੀਅਲ ਨਾਮ ਲਿੰਡੇਨ और 666 है. Today we have learnt about preparation and properties of polyhalogen compounds. We learnt about dichloromethane, chloroform, its preparation, physical and chemical properties and its uses. We studied about its different tests. We also studied about iodomethane, tetrachloromethane, DDT. We also learnt about freons, methods of preparation and their properties and their uses. We also learnt about benzene hexachloride and its uses. Children, now that we have learnt so far, let me ask you few questions to check your understanding. My first question is, the reaction between chlorobenzene and chloral in the presence of concentrated sulfuric acid produces? The options are gamexane, para-para-dichloro-diphenyl trichloroethane, chloropicrin, benzene hexachloride. The correct answer is para-para-dichloro-diphenyl trichloroethane. My next question for you is, the commercial uses of DDT and benzene hexachloride are: DDT is a herbicide, benzene hexachloride is a fungicide. Both are insecticides. Both are herbicides. DDT is a fungicide and benzene hexachloride is a herbicide. The correct answer is both are insecticides. My next question, chloroform is tested before anesthetic use with Fehling solution, heating with silver nitrate and then heated with potassium hydroxide, ammoniacal cuprous chloride, silver nitrate, and the correct answer is 4, silver nitrate. My next question is, which of the following compounds will give iodoform test? Options are ethyl alcohol, methanol, propanol or butanol, and the correct answer is ethyl alcohol. Here's my next question. Which one of the following functional groups shown on the screen can be identified by iodoform test? COCH3, COOH, CH2OH or CH2OCH2, and the correct answer is COCH3. My next question, iodoform test is not given by 2-pentanone, 3-pentanone, ethanol, none of these, and the correct answer is 3-pentanone. My next question is, which of the following reactions lead to the formation of chloretone? Options are CHCl3 plus CH3COCH3, CCl4 plus acetone, CHCl3 plus KOH, or CHCl3 plus HNO3, and the correct answer is CHCl3 plus CH3COCH3. My next question for you is, which of the following is responsible for depletion of the ozone layer in the upper strata of the atmosphere? Options are ferrocene, fullerenes, freons, polyhalogens. The correct answer is freons. My next question, chloropicrin is obtained by the reaction of nitric acid on chlorobenzene, chlorine on picric acid, nitric acid on chloroform, steam on carbon tetrachloride. The correct answer is nitric acid on chloroform. My next question for you is, which of the following will not form a yellow precipitate on heating with an alkali solution of iodine? Options are CH3, CH2, CHOH, CH3, CH3OH, CH3, CH2OH, CH3CH, OH, CH3. The correct answer is CH3OH. My next question is, silver nitrate does not give precipitate with chloroform because chloroform does not ionize in water, silver nitrate does not react with chloroform, chloroform is chemically inert, or none of these. The correct answer is chloroform does not ionize in water. My next question, why is chloroform put into dark colored bottles? Options are to prevent evaporation, to prevent from moisture, to prevent it from oxidation to form phosgene, or to prevent its reaction with glass. The correct answer is to prevent it from oxidation to form phosgene. My next question, war gas is phosgene, acetylene, zinc phosphate, or chloropicrin. The correct answer is chloropicrin. My next question for you, a compound A has a molecular formula C2Cl3OH. It reduces Fehling solution and on oxidation gives a monocarboxylic acid B. A is obtained by action of chlorine on ethyl alcohol. Here A is chloral, chloroform, methyl chloride, or chloroacetic acid. The correct answer is chloral. My next question for you, match the compounds and uses shown on the screen and pick up the correct answer. Compounds are A. CHCl3, B. CCl4, C. CF2Cl2, and the uses are first refrigerant, second fire extinguisher, and third anesthetic. And the options are A first, B second, C third, A third, B second, C first, A third, B first, C second, or none of the above. and the correct option is A third, B second, C first. My next question for you is, in carbylamine test, alcoholic potassium hydroxide is heated with chloroform and silver powder, trihalomethane and a primary amine, alkyl halide and a primary amine, or alkyl cyanide and a primary amine. The correct answer is trihalomethane and a primary amine. My next question, carbon tetrachloride is used as fire extinguisher under the name pyrene, phosgene, phosphine. None of these. And the correct answer is pyrene. I hope you must have enjoyed the lesson as much as I did. Thank you for your attention which you have paid in understanding the concepts. See you next time. Till then, bye.